Welcome to the Uncensored Journey podcast, a raw, unfiltered guide to truths that matter. We are diving deep, getting real about what it takes to truly transform inside and out. Ready for truth? Ready for transformation? You're in the right spot. I'm Cindy, and with me, as always, is Gabriela. Now, let's get uncensored. Welcome and happy Monday. Today, we are going to be talking about the evils of seed oils. And I am going to turn it over to Gabriela because she's going to explain to us a little bit how they're processed and how they get made. Gabriela?
Thank you, Cindy. I really don't understand why seed oils are being created. They are one of the most toxic things that we could put in our bodies. And unfortunately, most restaurants out there, maybe 98% of restaurants out there, cook with seed oils. So food for thought, just while I'm explaining this. So there's 4 steps to processing seed oils. First, there's the extraction, then there's the refining, degumming and neutralization, and last but not least, there's bleaching and deodorizing. So first, they extract the oil from the seeds. If any of you know what like soybeans or sunflowers or corn look like, I can't imagine the extraction actually extracting that much oil to begin with. Like, just fathom that and visualize that. How much oil can you actually extract? But anyway, you extract the amount of oil, and the manufacturers use solvents like hexane, a chemical that extracts the oil by pressing it even further. And I imagine a solvent is something that you use for cars, on cars. Refining, after the extraction, the oil that contains impurities are refined and they put it under high heat in the process, which further processes the oil. Then it goes into degumming and neutralization, where there's more chemical processing, where they put it in water or an acid solution to remove the gums. And then the last step is bleaching and deodorizing. Bleaching to remove color and other impurities, and deodorizing to remove the volatile compounds that cause undesirable odors and flavors. Like, if undesirable odors and flavors, like, why would you want to use it anyway if that's the case and that's the result that you get from processing seed oils? So that's the process. And let me tell you a little bit what are the implications on the body, right? Sorry, first, before we go, there's chemical residue that you're ingesting, right? There's nutrient loss. To begin with, there's not that much nutrients in the oil of these seeds to begin with. The bulk of it is in the actual like whole food, right? So there's no nutrients there. And of course, the formation of trans fats and harmful components leads to the formation of other harmful components, which are linked to chronic disease. I don't see any advantages as to why anyone would ingest seed oils. Some of the negative effects that they could have on the body are impact insulin resistance. Another one is inflammation, and that's a big one because many seed oils are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, and they create an imbalance. And we already have a million and billion of foods that create inflammation. Anything that is processed ultimately has 1, 2, 3, and so on ingredients that will create inflammation. So we do not want to add those ingredients. Yeah, and from there, the sky's the limit. Just inflammation is the culprit of many physical diseases, and ultimately, it will reduce your quality of life.
I agree with you. On top of that, seed oils, specifically canola oils or rapeseed oil, was originally used in ancient times, like for lighting fuel. So like the lamps, the oil in the lamps was rapeseed oil. So it can't be that great for you if it also can start a fire and last for days. It was also used as a lubricant in machines and things along those lines. So I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not wanting to be eating oils that are used for lubricating machines, or might as well just go out to the car and start drinking motor oil, right?
Might as
Gross.
well. Might as
But
well.
also, I saw, huh?
I said might as
Oh,
well.
right? I know. I also think that it's interesting and also worth mentioning that seed oil, like they have a bunch of different names. So like just for example, canola oil can be rapeseed oil. Rapeseed oil could be, or rape seeds are from the turnip, so it'd also be called like turnip oil. So I try to spin it to make it sound a little more healthy, but don't be fooled. I guess I could look up all of the things, but that's probably not a good use of our time. But there's also the linoleic acid that we have inside of us. Like our ancestors, there was like we were consuming like 2 or 3% as a part of our total caloric intake. And now we're consuming up to 20% and more. And that just causes a lot of things to go crazy. It's a, like it breaks fat cells and causing them to release fat and balloon and expand. So like you had mentioned, inflammation and stuff and insulin resistance, as you mentioned, like also the loss of muscle, gaining of fat, causing, and then also it's also altering our DNA. I don't know if that's something that people really think about when they're eating these unhealthy oils, is that it's also messing with our DNA and changing it. And also they come in, canola oil is a mix of different things, or sorry, canola oil is also like in vegetable oil, and vegetable oil is a mix of different things. And Gabriela, you want to tell us all of the what's in what type of oils?
Sure. Yeah, so vegetable oil is a mix of seed oils, and often it includes soybean, corn, sunflower, safflower, and canola oils. Like you already said this, canola oil is sometimes referred to as rapeseed oil. That's a very interesting name of the English language.
Yeah.
Soybean oil also could be labeled vegetable oil or hydrogenated soybean oil. Corn oil, maize oil, or maize oil. Cottonseed oil also could be labeled under the vegetable oil. And like cottonseed oil, like cotton, like how do you get freaking oil out of cotton? That's beyond my comprehension. Safflower oil, also again, also vegetable oil, and sunflower oil. So literally any terrible oil that you could think of that's a seed oil would be labeled vegetable oil. And again, like really vegetables have oil. I don't know who came up with this brilliant branding of naming these oils. But yeah.
I guess it's along the lines with nut milk. Like if you call it nut juice, that sounds weird, but like nut milk, like why not? But speaking of non-dairy milks, right? Like that they put canola oil or vegetable oil in nut milks to help emulsify it and to make it a little thicker and creamier to pretend it's milk. So you're thinking you're doing a healthier thing, right? But then it's really just full of seed oils and it's hidden in like everything. And it like salad dressings or prepared food in the grocery store, if you go to the delis or whatever, everything is fried in seed oil. Everything is cooked with seed oils. They'll mix all the stuff like all of the like mayonnaises and stuff that they make the salads with and stuff, seed oils. Also like that sometimes in drinks and things like that. So I am a big label reader because I don't want to be tricked into eating something or not knowing what's in something that I'm eating. I also wanted to point out that it's also hidden under names like soy lecithin. And if you look on like almost any processed food, packaged food, soy lecithin is definitely an ingredient, more than likely, 9 times out of 10 an ingredient. And that is just like ripping you apart. And so I think that with the linoleic acid, like I really feel like that is a real big driver of chronic disease. And it's just like causing like all the excess of that acid is just really causing chronic disease in this country. And you named a whole bunch of them already, but just eliminating this stuff from your diet could be a really interesting experiment for you to do and just see how your body feels after it. I know I've minimized things like this in my life almost to nothing, and I feel better for it too. But
Also nuts, all the nuts and all the trail mix, all of that
uh,
stuff. it's soaked in all these terrible oils.
Right.
So make your own nuts. I do. It's much healthier.
Make your own trail mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even maybe this is a topic for another day. Reduce the toxicity of nuts. It's good to soak them. It's good to soak them. It's good to dehydrate them. There's ways where you can make it less toxic. And I love nuts.
I do too. And I'm fortunate to live in an area where nuts are abundant. Like people grow them in their yards. So there's always like raw nuts everywhere that don't have any kind of crap on them. It's just fresh from the tree. And I know it sounds crazy, but I could tell the difference between packaged nuts and nuts fresh from the tree. My mom and I just had this conversation about some lady gave us pecans from her pecan tree, this big giant bag of it, and we've been eating them. And then they're almost gone. And I was like, I'll just get a bag so we don't waste the good ones. And then I'm like, these taste like crap. Now I can't even eat them anymore. It's a shame that I've gotten spoiled in this area because now I can't eat crap, but I guess it's a good thing too. Yeah, I don't know why people are putting this stuff in their body. It's just disgusting. And I
think a lot of people don't know, and this is why we're here. So
yeah, it's also, I think too, it's cheaper for people because I know, for example, McDonald's used to fry their fries in beef tallow. And we'll talk about that another day. That's a really healthy, great fat. And I'd be down to eat fries fried in beef tallow to save cost and lighten the load for them. It's seed oils are easier to get and also cheaper. And I can, from a business standpoint, I can understand why they started using vegetable oil, but it just makes it suck. It just makes it horrible. It just sucks for the consumer because you're being fed this everywhere. I know that McDonald's isn't sold as a health food. If we want to go there, like places like Whole Foods or Erewhon or places like that that say that they're health food stores and that they are whole foods, like they're selling you whole foods. If you go to their prepared section, all of their foods are made with vegetable oil, canola oil. And I was like shocked. I was like reading all the ingredients on the little like food bar, and I was like, nothing here doesn't have seed oil in it. Even like the boiled eggs, like the hard boiled eggs, I was like, what is happening? What is happening? It could have been a misprint, but
that's wild.
well, I don't understand like what is going on with, I have my theories, but I don't understand what's going on with these disgusting oils. And I just don't know. I just don't know when it's going to stop being okay. Canola oil, if you Google benefits of canola oil or even the health problems or health whatever of canola oil, it will come up saying, oh, that canola oil or vegetable oil is a healthy oil for you. But then all of the research says that it's not. Like all of the medical research says that it's not, or all of the whatever. And I do understand that whoever does the experiment can whoever's paying for the experiment can skew results. But at the same time, there's so much evidence that these oils in your body break down to disease. So I don't know how we can keep lying to consumers saying that these oils are healthy for you when really they're killing you. I don't know. Maybe it's just, keeping doctors in business. I have no idea, but
it's the same thing as all the great pharma medication that people are being prescribed. So
that's what, seed oils are also in like supplements and medications and stuff too.
mm-hmm.
The gel capsules are often like either soy or like some sort of oil in there. Yeah, like you just really fucking can't win. Just horrible. But
continue eating whole food, use animal fats and healthy oils that we'll talk about later, and
yeah.
know what you're buying.
Yeah, also it's also worth mentioning that you careful with either the healthier oils like the avocado oils or the olive oils, because oftentimes they're a blend with canola oil or a blend with vegetable oil or a blend with peanut oil or a blend with something that's gonna be like that's gonna fuck you up. I didn't realize that, so I'm just like grabbing, it says avocado, it says 100% natural avocado oil or olive oil, and then you read the back and it says it's got included in it and the ingredients is olive oil and vegetable oil. I'm like, wait a second, how is this 100% natural oil? But then they get you on the packaging. Read packaging and make sure that you know what you're getting, because you just really never know.
Read the fine print, and if you need a magnifying glass, get a magnifying glass. It's there.
Or here's a tip for you is to take a picture with your phone and then zoom in.
There you go. There you go.
I do that a lot, like an old lady in the grocery store.
Love it.
Yeah, so much fun. Do you want to talk about anything else in regards to bad oils?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. Unfortunately, the only way that you could avoid having seed oil on your steak or any other meal that you have that's grilled in a restaurant is to say that, hey, I'm allergic to seed oils, and have make sure that they have it grilled. Because quite frankly, like even the more meals that you have with seed oils, you keep compounding the problem, and ultimately it's not going to be supportive to your life, to your lifestyle, to your quality of life. So as much as possible, when you go eat out, make sure that you let the server know, hey, I am allergic to seed oils. So at least you can minimize the impact of what you're getting. So
Valid point. I do that too. I ask them to use butter or
okay.
nothing because animal proteins
It
have
has,
it has
yeah.
fat in it that like allows it to cook, render down. You don't need all that extra oil because animals already come pre-lubricated. Wonderful for grilling and cooking. Um, but worst case scenario, ask for butter. And also worth mentioning too is that most like all restaurants will accommodate you, especially if you say that you're allergic to it, no one wants to get sued. That's a very good tip. But also I've just stopped eating out because I really just don't trust people preparing my food at this point.
I know, but most people travel.
Yeah.
So and I travel quite a bit, and I do my best to get an Airbnb and cook my food, and sometimes like I can't help it. So yeah.
No, I get it. I get it. It's just a lot of extra effort and it shouldn't have to be, right?
I know it's unfortunate, but hey, I hold faith that it will change one day soon.
I do as well. And I do as well. And with that, we want to thank you so much for joining us this week. Please and subscribe on all of our platforms. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Uncensored Journey. You could find me at The Worth Warrior, and you could find Gabriela at Phoenix Medicine. Until next week, have a great week. Bye.